movie is entirely based off of a throwaway line from the first movie about how Carrie White's dad, ran away with another woman. So this whole movie is about another woman's child. And she has the same powers as Carrie, and that's how it's connected to Carrie. That's it. They say the D slur 3 times in this movie. At first I thought she actually was a lesbian, so I was gonna maybe let it slide. But I was probably still gonna talk about it anyway. But no, she's straight. She later, full on has sex with a guy. And sacrifices her life for that said guy. So yeah, she just says the D slur for no reason. And then the D slur is said 2 more times by this douchebag named Mark. There is also this plot where the good guy sides with... Well, he's supposed to be the good guy. He's the only character that survives, just like Sue from the first movie. Though she does come back in this movie just to die. Anyways. The good guy sides with Mark, kinda. He stays friends with him, even though he's defending Eric, who is a literal rapist. Because children can't consent, and he slept with a 16-year-old when he was 18. I don't know why Jesse would still be friends with Mark after that, when he's still friends with Eric. Odd, to say the least. It's really not a good movie. The only good thing about it is that it is a bit more graphic than the first movie. And the ending sequence is pretty cool, all of the massacre going on. Though they do have to put a line from the first movie in it, because they didn't have any quotable lines in the movie. The "they're all gonna laugh at you" line that we hear over and over and over again before Carrie goes insane and she kills everybody is used again in this movie because they didn't have any quotable lines. So they just play that during the scene where she goes crazy. So it doesn't even really make sense. It just, kind of used. They also do black and white shots throughout the movie, like a lot. It's not like the first movie was made when movies were black and white. Sure, it's old, but why do you keep doing that? It's just odd. They do it several times during this movie. And this movie also was made 23 years after the first movie. I didn't think it was going to be that long. Just like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, the sequel came out quite a bit later. It was I think it was 12 years. Maybe 13. But yeah, 23 years later. What else? There really isn't much to this movie. There's a thing where the dog gets hurt, and then the dog's in the end of the movie with the boyfriend for some reason. I guess the parents just gave it to him. Speaking of the parents, they just kind of disappear from the movie. I tell her she's grounded. She gets slapped in the face. And then she sneaks out to go to the football game, and then we never see them again. So they really weren't that important. We do get a side plot with her mom, which is also not very important. It just kind of randomly ends. She goes to see her, and I don't know, because she's still kind of crazy. We get one scene of her being schizophrenic. I guess Sue just assumed she wasn't schizophrenic because the whole thing with Rachel being a telekinetic. So she just assumed that her moving things with her mind was the only reason the cops thought she was crazy. But we see a scene later where she's talking to this dude named George that's not there. So when she goes to see Rachel, she sees that she's not a little girl because, aging. And she's like, "You're not my daughter, you're a devil." And then she just runs away from the movie. Honestly, could have just killed her off for like one more kill in the movie. Or her to be caught in the crossfire of all the people getting killed. Her plot was not resolved. It was just so odd. But overall, yeah, this movie, not very good in my opinion.